this little light of mine, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, all the time. Marlene Cochran was one of those people who lit up a room with her warmth and smile. She truly loved God, life, and people. I met Marlene at the YMCA. She always had a smile and a joyous attitude, even though she was going through some hard times. I never heard her say an unkind word about anyone, and enjoyed visiting with all the people she met. She wasn't exclusive. She talked to everybody. Someone told me she was Mrs. America in 1967. She became Mrs. Kansas and then Mrs. America, and was seen on the Mike Douglas show, To Tell the Truth, as well as appearing in many commercials. She represented the United States as Mrs. America through a tour of South America. Her husband, John, went with her and supported her. And in the Mrs. America competition, it's a little bit different than the Miss America because you have to be able to have home skills, like being able to cook. And cooking was not her favorite thing. So she told one of the people at the Y what she did was she learned how to cook one thing really, really good, and she won. But her true talent was in decorating and design. Marlene was an interior designer with multiple commercial and private clients in the Kansas City area. She had an antique business. She worked for Crown Chandelier, helping builders. She enjoyed working as a stylist and buyer for the House of Lloyd, work that required her to travel frequently to Taiwan, Indonesia, Italy, France, and Germany. She also designed the House of Lloyd Christmas and cooking catalog. Even though she had retired from designing, when I met her, she was willing to help my husband with his matting of his photography. She spent several afternoons with us making suggestions with the matting colors to bring out the photograph instead of overpowering it. This is a photograph that she helped my husband Ernie with, right over here. Marlene was born in Kansas City in 1932 and was raised in Merriam. She enjoyed horseback riding and was active in her local church. She was a cheerleader at Shawnee Mission High School. She attended the Kansas City Art Institute and was a house model for Hartsfield's on the Plaza, as well as for Beeline Fashions. And many times, even when she was suffering from leukemia, she would still come to the Y. She would have her makeup on, her nice swimming suit, and she would walk in and smile like she was a model. You know, she was just had that gift. And we had this really ornery guy named Ron Ray, and he would say, "Oh, darling, oh, Marlene, you look marvelous." So we had a lot of fun with Marlene. But she was married to her husband of 57 years, John R. Cochran, until his death in 2013. They had 3 children. Her son, Matthew, preceded her in death, which is also very hard to bear. Hopefully none of you will ever lose a child, but it's the worst thing that can happen, one of the worst things that can happen to you. She also had a daughter, Dr. Kimberly Cochran, a neurologist. She had a son, Craig Cochran. He's an artist and carpenter in Lawrence. She enjoyed spending time with her children. Kimberly even joined us at water aerobics, and I saw Craig bring her to church several times. And on Sunday afternoon, she would meet with Craig and they would paint together. She had grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and she was very proud of them. She went to Worlds of Fun to watch her granddaughter perform in one of the shows. Now, Linda Williams told me that she also loved to ride the roller coasters when she was there. So, When I met Marlene, she was going to the YMCA and also spending most days with her husband in the nursing home because he was suffering from Parkinson's disease. She was also glad to spend time with him and all the people in the nursing home. She seemed to radiate fun no matter where she went. She was a true servant of God who was joyous about living. When Marlene's husband was in law school, they became friends with 5 other couples that were friends for the rest of their lives. One of them was Jigger Walters, who her first husband went to law school with John, and then later, after he passed away, Jigger married Jim, and they became friends with Marlene. And these families, they had fun together. They would go out to eat together. Their children played together. And I'm very thankful that Jigger Walters invited her to join us at the First Christian Church after they moved to Shawnee and Gardner, Kansas. Shawnee from Gardner, Kansas. Marlene joined the choir and Bible study at our church, and joined Pat Manahan's Sunday school class. And what is very unusual about this, Pat Manahan, she's not only the Sunday school teacher, but she went over and fixed plumbing and garage doors and cooked meals for Marlene when she wasn't feeling well. But she became great friends with many of you, and I hope you all got to meet her. She did remain a member of the Colonial Presbyterian Church and also served with City Union Mission. After her own experience, she volunteered and mentored for others with ovarian cancer. Now you can say she's a beauty queen. She's got everything going for her, right? She's smart, she's talented, but you know what? We all need God, and we all suffer when we lose our husbands, when we get cancer, those kind of things. Her obituary states, Marlene could outcook and outdecorate anyone and leave them happy about it. There was not a man, woman, child, or animal who did not enjoy being around Marlene. She was a breath of fresh air to anyone who was fortunate enough to meet or know her. She never had a need to profess that she was a Christian woman, as her life was a testament to her faith. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." When God created Marlene, he let his light shine through her. May her example let God's light shine through us.